everybody? It's Joey Nohana, Anthony Caruso, and boy, is it fucking hot. It's hot in this fucking room. It's hot in this fucking area. It's hot in Pennsylvania. Jesus Christ.
It's hot in a lot of places.
Well, I'm here with barely a tank top on, and we are both back again to talk New Japan, and it is the Best of the Super Juniors, number 24. And that is the big thing going on with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we have, let's see, we had Wednesday night, we had yesterday night, and I believe the next time will be, I don't know when the next date is, but well, we have a lot of stuff. We have a lot to look forward to with the Super Juniors, and I do have to say, my favorite going into this was my man Taichi, and he had one of the best matches on the face of the earth recently.
8 stars.
And if you are like me, you like Mr. Brian Alvarez, and Brian Alvarez is the man, but I cannot agree with him. I think Taichi is one of the most psychological wrestlers in the world at the moment. So
Him and Taka just put on a wrestling clinic. It was
a wrestling clinic.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so. It's Taka, motherfucker. By the way, I just want to point out that I like how this tournament features a lot of older gentlemen, like Tiger Mask, like Liger, like fucking Taka. I don't know how old Yoshinobu is, but
he looks pretty old.
He looks pretty old. But that's New Japan for you. There's a lot of old motherfuckers. And if you saw last night, the end of last night, the Will Ospreay Ricochet match, you all know about the promo that Mr. Ospreay cut on one Randall Keith Orton, telling him he'll face him in the House of Horrors. He'll face anybody. So I'm assuming this
because he loves this business.
The war rages on here in the Twitterverse.
Yes.
But let's get into it, I suppose. Battle of the Super Juniors, number 24. By the way, Tanahashi got hurt at Philly.
Did he really?
He got hurt at the show that we were at.
Oh, really?
So I don't know what. We must have did something to the guy, but
maybe he shook his hand too hard. Or
maybe he fucking tore his bicep just putting his arms around me because I'm a pretty big guy. I'm pretty massive.
He's not that big.
So I'm assuming he hurt himself doing that, but yeah, he got hurt. He got a minor. I don't know if it was minor or major bicep tear. And
tear. Oh wow.
He is slated. Usually, you'd be out 6 months, I suppose, with that injury. He's coming back in a month for the G1 Climax in Long Beach. So there's debate whether you should be wrestling with a torn bicep, let it fully heal, or say fuck it, come back and wreck it some more. He's probably going to come back and wrestle at 75% because
heavily taped,
he's Tanahashi.
Sure. Yeah.
They don't really need Tanahashi right now, to be fair. They could do without him. It's not like he's crucial like he once was back a couple years ago, but hey.
Well, Tanahashi's a mid-carder now, so
that's how these guys work, man. They don't give a fuck. They will go out there and still wrestle, even with torn quads, no matter what. They got to get their shit in as much as they possibly can. So May 17th, 2017.
Well, I mean, and also too, G1's like not for another couple months too, so he's got some time.
He's got time, but I think he is going to wrestle prior to that. I'm not entirely sure.
If he does that, then.
But it does suck that the ace of New Japan got hurt.
Yeah.
I guess. So, May 17th, Korakuen Hall. First, the debut of the Battle of the Super Juniors 24. Takami Shinoku versus Jushin Thunder Liger. So, Liger stretched Taka in the early going during this match. Lots of mat wrestling going on between these two. Liger bumps to the outside, and then he beats on Taka for a bit. And he stretched him in a figure 4 leg lock. Taka regains control with a crossface. Crowd gets very, very hot towards the end of this match because Liger teases a tap out, but they willed him to not do it. Liger hits a sit-out powerbomb for a close 2 count. Taka wins this match with perhaps the tightest package pinfall on the face of the earth. I mean, usually, like, you do the Rana, like the Dragon Rana, and then you could kind of, like, hold the legs in, like, a maybe 90-degree angle. This fucker held him down. Yeah. And would not allow any part of him to move.
Yeah, he almost attached like the lower half of his body from his spine.
That's how you pin a fucker. I saw that and I said, that's exactly how you pin somebody. That's how you fucking force someone to not get the fuck up.
They're not getting their shoulders up after that.
Not at all. Tiger Mask versus Volador Jr. They start the match with some...
One of your kind.
Yes, one of my kind. From Spaniards. Mexico, whatever, with some good chain wrestling that leads into a stalemate. So it's the spot that, we're all accustomed to, especially with Ricochet and Will Ospreay. Tiger works Volador's arm for a bit until he takes a breather to the outside, gets back in the ring. Basically, Volador is just getting his ass whipped for the most part. He's getting stretched by Tiger Mask. He gets back in the ring, and Tiger just fucking punts him with a hard kick. Volador tries to do a bump to the outside. Tiger cuts him off, hits him with an arm drag from the top rope, which looked very unnecessary when you put it. Then again, there's a lot of things that lucha guys do that's very unnecessary, but Volador didn't do too much. He got a couple stupidity in, but not too much stupidity. Tiger hit the absolute slowest tombstone on the face of the earth.
And then Volador died.
Good Lord. This was worth it. I watched this man slowly drop him on his fucking head, and I went, God, he sold the shit out of this move.
Yeah.
He didn't move. It was just, he was straight up. Like a fucking flat board, and he killed him. But then eventually Volador kills Tiger Mask with a Spanish fly to win this matchup. So Tiger Mask, Liger both get losses right out the gate. As expected. I don't think anyone really thought they were going to go too far.
Yeah, they're not advancing out of the block.
And question, because I still don't even know, what's the formatting of this tournament? Round robin, you said?
It's a round robin block format, so I believe the two highest point getters in each block will then face in the semifinals, and then the winners of those matches will meet.
So it's basically like a mini regular season, and everyone has to build up points. Okay.
I think it's pretty similar to the G1 format.
Because I saw these two guys, like, they lose, and I went, oh, well, they're out.
No, it's not single elimination. It's not like New Japan Cup.
So Taichi versus Ricochet. Taichi, like a true professional, comes out through the crowd.
Yeah.
My man. Putting on a show for the audience, like he should be. He's a superstar. Sings for a bit, and Miho, strips and does her stuff. She struts.
She gets her shit in.
He is truly an idol at this point, I assume.
Yes.
Taichi walks around the ring for a bit, not even remotely interested in locking up with Ricochet. This goes on for quite a while. Taichi throws Miho in the ring to distract the ref. She pretends she is hurt to draw attention from the ref, who, mind you, is Marty. Marty S. Ami. That fucker. I am this close, and if you can't see me, but I'm squinting my fingers together, or trying to put them as close as possible, to calling the Japanese, the Sports Athletic Commission about this fucking guy. So she distracted the ref, and like I said, she pretended to be hurt. And Taichi proceeds to choke Ricochet with a fucking cane. Meanwhile, Marty is having a lengthy conversation with Miho Abe in the corner. Gotta sort this out. It happens again.
I think he's just trying to get her number.
I guess so. Happens again. So this, not only this happened once, it happened twice. And I forgot how this. I think he teased grabbing the bell. I totally forgot what weapon he used, but it was something else.
The bell hammer, I'm sure.
I suppose. Eventually they wrestle.
It's been his gimmick for a while.
Eventually they actually get to wrestle, and then Ricochet whips his ass. Taichi regains control by kicking Ricochet in the face. Then he rips his pants off.
Yes, shit gets real.
He meant business. It was all over for Ricochet. Taichi tries to use the cane right in front of the referee. Ricochet catches him, tries to hit a Benadryller, but eventually just kind of spin kicks him. Then hits a shooting star press for the victory. So Taichi 0-1 in this tournament, sadly. Bushi versus ACH. ACH tries to shake hands and be nice. However, Bushi just kind of kicks him in the face because he's a heel.
Yep.
ACH hits him with
he's ungovernable.
Cannot be governed.
He's ingobernable, as Nigel McGuinness would say.
Barf. ACH hits him with a Manhattan drop, then poses. Bushi then drops him to the outside after low bridging him over the ropes. This made ACH look like a moron. When I see this spot, to be fair, it looks retarded. If you are stupid enough to just run at a guy who is clearly low bridging you, you would just kind of stop and go and reassess the situation. But no, you still go over like a moron. Bushi kills him with a DDT on the apron and doesn't get back into the ring until a 19 count. Then he puts him in an STF for quite a while, rakes his eyes in the process until ACH gets to the ropes. Right in front of Marty, ACH just slaps Bushi right in the ball sack. Just kind of ball taps him. Doesn't give a... Marty doesn't care.
Nope.
He goes, hey, come on. Come on. Play nice, guys. I don't want to DQ anybody here. That'd be stupid. They exchange forearms until Bushi takes control, hits a backstabber, sets up for the MX, but gets drop kicked in the face. ACH kills him with a very hard clothesline, then hits a package Michinoku driver. Anthony said this was a Michinoku driver, but I call it a package because it wasn't. He didn't get him his legs all the way up. It was more like just a kind of quick one.
That's just stylized stuff that doesn't matter.
Look, man, package Michinoku driver for the victory. Next match, Kushida versus Desperado. Desperado wastes no time fighting Kushida. It gets chippy right from the start. They fight on the outside for a bit. Marty doesn't start a count because why the fuck would he?
Well, there's never like a count.
There's never a count in New Japan.
It takes forever bore anybody initiates.
I've seen Tiger Shoes.
Tiger
Shoes.
Tiger Shoes.
Tiger Shoes, yeah.
Red Hattori.
They fuse. No, I've seen Red Shoes go out there and go, come on, guys, come on.
Red Shoes is probably the worst about starting a count.
God, they are very lenient over there. Holy fuck. It is a
You'll be
heel's
wrestling outside
paradise.
for 15 minutes before you start the
It is a heel's paradise in Japan.
Yes.
Desperado beats on Kushida for a bit. Kushida tries to fight back, but Desperado cuts him off every single time, so Kushida really selling here. He hits him with a painful spine buster, then a deadlift stretch muffler. Well, he didn't hit him, he put him in a deadlift stretch muffler. Kushida hits an armbar off the top rope, then works the left arm, which hinders Desperado for the rest of the match. Kushida has him in a hanging armbar. When Desperado swings Kushida's legs at the ref, it barely, and I mean fucking barely, touched him.
And it happened in such like slow motion, and then Marty just died.
Took him a while to register this. He was on dial-up at this moment because he could not. The packets weren't getting received here because as soon as Kushida's leg barely grazed him,
he should have been like, "Whoa, dude," and that was it.
He was in the fucking Eastern Conference Finals and he just took a tumble. Holy fuck, that was ridiculous. What happened after this? I totally just forgot. Desperado hits an Angel's Wings on the television title, but only to a 2 count. By the way, Marty didn't see this because why would he?
Nope.
Then he hits some sort of pump handle slam of some sort. We couldn't figure this out.
It was like an almost kind of like fucking pump handle like into like a Blue Thunder Bomb sort of thing.
Yeah, it was like we'll just call it a pump handle Thunder Bomb.
Although he didn't really pull the arm. Or
who knows? I tried to.
It was like an abdominal stretch into like a what you call it.
I guess. I tried to go to the most reliable source on the internet, Wikipedia. To find out this move, but it gave me a bunch of his other finishers and nothing that I just saw. So he won with that, whatever it was, pump handle Blue Thunder Bomb, we'll just call it. Will Ospreay versus Marty Scurll. This was Marty Scurll's debut in New Japan Pro Wrestling, so he never wrestled. I thought he wrestled previously. Not much action at the beginning of this. Marty acted like a crow. Will did flips that led to nothing.
Marty's pretty over with the Japanese crowd there.
He is very over. I cannot stand Marty Scurll.
We're the only 2 guys on the planet that aren't.
We are in the very deep minority for this guy.
You hate him. I just don't really care for him.
No, I think his spots fucking suck. But I can't deny he is very over with the Japanese crowd. There are people doing.
He's very over with every crowd.
They were doing his. They were singing his theme. They were doing the ooey ooey. Marty was on the outside. Ospreay teased a bump to the outside, but instead just did a springboard flip into a pose. And Marty just fell down. No, he didn't fall. He should have just fell down. It would have made this more ridiculous. By the way, we hinted that him and Aleister Black do this shit where they just do flips.
Yes.
For no reason, just to pose. Just to build the meter up.
Yeah, Ospreay does like the flip into the one knee, and then Aleister does the moonsault into the sitting Indian style. Which
could possibly ruin his knees if he keeps doing that. Marty works over Will for a bit, hits him with some really hard chops. Ospreay does his best Orton impression. Tries to hype up an RKO, but he never actually hits one. If you know about the Twitter war, you know why he did that. Momentum keeps shifting between both men. Marty wins by countering Will's springboard shin kick into a chicken wing for the victory. So, Will Ospreay tapped to Marty's devastating chicken wing.
The Japanese fans really love the chicken wing.
They love the chicken wing.
They were chanting for it all night.
I did make a joke saying if this was a Chinese crowd, it'd be a lot more funnier, but it's Japan, so chicken wings aren't as funny. Ryusuke Taguchi, the man, versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. So Taguchi outsmarts Yoshi in the early going.
Taguchi's another guy with age too, so that's another.
But Taguchi, listen, Ryusuke Taguchi, I asked Anthony, and if anyone else can help me out there, if Taguchi was ever as over as he is right now, because it seems like he is just on top of the world. He's got all this merch. He's got the whole Taguchi Japan stable, which is not really a stable. It's more like a collection of guys who don't have stables. And he might be my favorite wrestler in New Japan on the low. But you know, if we were speaking man to man, I'd say Shibata, of course. But in an underground conversation, deep within the bowels of the Ribera Steakhouse, I'd say it's definitely Taguchi. So he makes Yoshi, he outsmarts Yoshi in the early going of this match, makes him run the ropes with literally no payoff. This went on for 10 minutes. They were just running the ropes constantly. They both got tired. They pulled a Beer City Bruiser.
From the Ring of Honor show that we went to.
So they were both trying to gas each other out in the beginning of this. Then eventually he just hits him in the face with his ass. This would happen quite a bit. This goes on for quite a while. Yoshi does some, I just said that. Taguchi finally gets some momentum back after he hits him with his ass. The camera, by the way, I have to really say this. The camera kept zooming in on Taguchi's fucking ass the whole match.
Well, they wanted to make sure everybody saw the funky weapon.
Every single time this guy did a hip attack or a butt attack, there was just some random guy just right there to get the shot. I'm like, I have seen Taguchi's ass more than anyone in this whole company.
Yeah.
Twice in this match, Taguchi tried to do a Nakamura pose, so he tried to do the whole yow in the corner of the ring, but every single time, Kanemaru would dropkick him right in his fucking face. You'd think he'd learn the first time he got kicked in the face, but that wasn't the case. Yoshi hits a jumping DDT, Taguchi kicks out. Then Yoshi tries to go for an enziguri, Taguchi reverses it into an ankle lock. Then Taka tries to distract the ref, so that way Yoshi can commit a dirty move. And then Yoshi kicks Taguchi in the balls, and then Ryusuke responded by dropping down and shin kicking him in the balls as well. And then he rolled him up for the victory by kicking him in the balls. This was amazing. And afterwards, Tomoki Oka was seen rubbing his ass and putting an ice pack on his nuts.
And like patting his balls with the ice pack. It was quite the scene.
This was entertaining as all hell. I have never laughed as hard as I did when this happened, because Tomoki Oka had to sit there, and Oka is obviously a young lion, so he's always on the side of the ring, but he was probably talked into doing this, and he was like, do I really have to rub this guy with an ice pack?
Hey man, when you're
on television,
you do whatever the veteran tells you.
And Taguchi was loving it. He was loving every second of this. So Dragon Lee versus Hiromu Takahashi. This was the first really blood feud in this tournament that I've seen so far, because these guys have had some pretty ridiculous matches. Both men slapped the living fuck out of each other in the beginning of this profusely for about 5 minutes. Lee then hurricanranas to the outside. They go back and forth for a bit. Neither man maintaining any momentum, so very, very good 50-50 stuff going on here. Hiromu tries to unmask Lee, and the crowd, funny, they're behind Takahashi because he's, the Japanese guy.
Yeah.
And he's pretty over. But every time he tried to unmask Dragon Lee, the crowd went, no, we don't endorse that shit. No.
Well, I mean, they understand that the mask is
pride.
Is life in lucha.
Yeah, they totally get it, which was funny. The crowd turned on him for those couple seconds that he was trying to unmask him. Lee hits a sunset flip on the floor from the ring, and if you know Takahashi, does the same move, and every single time it's cringeworthy because you just fear for these guys' neck and back and every other bone they've got in their body. Lee hits a phenomenal Orange Crush, kind of like a deadlift Orange Crush. Now, I believe, that is an Orange Crush. When you got a guy, you got his head right here between your arms, and his legs are wrapped around your torso. Is that normally how an Orange Crush is done?
I don't know.
Well, it looks great, anyways. Both men were doing Tree of Woe double stomps to each other. They tried, but failed. Then an exchange of Germans. A chain of Germans was had, and both guys eventually knocked themselves out, and they both struggled to get up because at this point they're just spent. They start wailing on each other. They chest slap each other some more. Lee hits a reverse Tree of Woe double stomp on Takahashi that murders him. Hiromu locks in a chokehold. Lee struggles to get out of it until he reaches the ropes. Eventually, Takahashi rips the mask of Dragon Lee.
His face is half exposed.
Only one side of Dragon Lee's face is exposed.
You can recognize him from the right side.
And
on the left side, you'll not have no idea who you're looking at, though.
I do recall saying, I know who he is now. I could see his face. Anthony goes, it's only one side. He's completely different on the other side. He's basically Harvey Dent.
Yes.
So Lee, the whole time, Lee was just making sure this fucking mask didn't come off. After Hiromu hit Lee with everything he has, he couldn't put the man away. Lee fights back and wins with the Steenializer, which
Was ridiculous.
is unbelievable. This maneuver is painful to watch. Okay, I don't remember.
There's a reason why Steen doesn't do it anymore.
I should have wrote
I'm
down.
sorry, Owens.
I should have wrote down what the actual move is, but I believe it was a fall away package suplex
Some
driver. It had a
bomb,
long
yeah.
name. Package bomb, fall away bomb. It was ridiculous and it was awesome, and that's how we won the match. So Takahashi gets a loss here this tournament, assuming that whoever wins this tournament is going after his belt. So
Yeah.
that was the end of the first night. So the second night we have May 18th in Kurikan Hall. We had 4 matches on this card.
Well, 4 matches from the tournament on the card. There was
Well, the 4 matches that we care about is the Super Juniors tournament. Marty Scurll. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't the first match. Takumi Shinoku versus Taichi.
greatest match of all time.
Now, usually,
Takumi Shinoku, always in great matches. I mean,
always in
him-
phenomenal matches,
him and
memorable
Triple H.
matches. All right, so if you've seen this match, I don't think I can possibly explain to you what happened. So I write everything down from the matches, and usually I explain them to everybody, and I explain it right here. But I could not do this. All I wrote for this matchup was, this was the best match I've ever seen in my life. And not a two maneuvers were done.
Yeah.
2 by both men respectively. And they didn't even involve using a body part. It was the ropes.
Yeah.
Essentially, no one got offense in during this matchup. Eventually, Taichi rolled up Taka for the win after he bamboozled him. But would you like to talk about this match, Anthony? Because
Well, I mean, you
the
got
psychology was
Yeah.
just rich
Yes.
during this matchup.
you've got 2 stablemates, and they end up getting paired together in the same block and end up getting. So of course we're gonna have to face each other. So what do you do there? Do you you can't fight him
Can't beat up on your
because he's your
stablemate.
boy. You can't do that. So what else are you gonna do? Just heal it up and take some run some time off the clock and
Now, usually, okay, if this match happened in the States, people would be bored. People would finally just walk away. People
Yeah.
would start throwing things. People would start tweeting, whatever the case may be. Well, they do it when there's action going on in the ring. Doesn't stop them. But
yeah.
this would have died a slow death in the States. But this fucking crowd
Yeah.
was so into this not action.
Yeah.
This was the most psychological match.
Yeah, because you can't just have them have a match having a match sake, because then that ruins the whole continuity of like having the stable and their heels and they're together.
I've never seen this in my life. I have never seen 2 guys who did not want to fight each other.
They could have either done this or like the finger poke of doom, but that's the only way.
This
really
was
could,
as creative as you could get because
Yeah.
they teased the lockup.
They teased
didn't
the
go for the
lockup.
lockup.
Yeah.
They both went in and
Trying
out
to
of
get
the
the heat
ring.
from the crowd. Yeah.
They drained the 20 count by both interchanging by going outside.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think Taka got him with the ropes and like hit him in the he kind of like crotched him with the ropes.
Yeah, and then
Taichi did the
got
same.
him back. Yeah.
Taichi got him back. So it was the only offense that was had during this match was playful offense. It
Yeah.
was like buddy offense. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna kick you in the balls, you kick me in the balls, and that's pretty much it. That's all. That's really what it was.
Yeah,
And
you can see the look on Taka's face at the end of the match. He's like, yeah, you fucking asshole. You
got
got
me.
me, but yeah,
You got me.
It's cool.
no hard feelings after this match. I have never in my life seen anything like this,
Yeah.
and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says.
To be honest, it wasn't not a great match, but it was entertaining. And
This was not a match.
yeah.
This was just straight up entertainment. This was some good sports entertainment.
Yes.
For all of our pleasure.
It made sense in the New Japan storyline. So
In canon, it was
Yeah.
perfect. So the next match actually had action. Marty Scurll versus Dragon Lee. The crowd is very hot on Marty's war cry. They just love the fucking stupid noise that he makes and his theme makes. They mat wrestle for a bit. They do a bunch of wacky reversals until Scurll kicks him in the
wacky
face.
waving inflatable.
Yes. Yeah. Scurll ties the tail of Lee's mask to the second rope, then starts punching him in the head and makes him pay for wearing a mask.
Yeah.
With a tail.
Yeah. How dumb? Why that's so dumb? Why would you have like fucking something where people can tie?
So exposed.
Yeah.
Okay, someone could easily just step on it, and if you move, mask comes off.
Yeah.
So Lee tope con helos to the outside and catches none of Scurll. His ass caught all of the floor.
Yeah.
Marty Scurll breaks a finger. Nothing
That's
to go
pretty
into
huge.
there. Lee doesn't sell it like it's a broken finger because he hit a Spanish fly right afterwards.
Yeah.
They fight on the top rope. Marty breaks yet another finger. And that's 2 broken fingers, by the way. Let's count. But Lee responds with a chest slap with his hands and a tree of woe stomp for the victory. He then sells the finger for a little bit on the outside, looks at the camera, goes, finger's a little hurt. But then he opens a Mexican flag wide open.
Yep. And then he realized that he was holding it with his left hand, and he sold the finger again.
Oh, God, I forgot. Yeah. Well, at least he tried.
Yeah.
At least the guy gave it a shot. Because when the Young Bucks get their fingers broken, they still do this. They do the wolf pack sign. Jushin Thunder Liger took on Hiromu Takahashi.
Don't you mean the 2? Sweet.
Barf. Liger beats up on Takahashi at the start. So Liger was really stretching the young man here in this matchup. Suplexes him on the outside, lays him out until Liger throws him back into the ring at the count of 16. So Liger could have won this match easily.
Yeah, he runs out of the ring and
runs out of the ring and goes, you know what? I've got too much integrity for this.
It's not like it doesn't give you points for a count-out victory. Take the count-out victory.
It's easy. It's an easy win, easy advancement, or easy victory, I suppose. Hiromu power bombs him on the apron and kills Liger. They double clothesline each other until Liger lays him out with a brainbuster. Then Liger goes for the shote, but he runs into a super kick and a time bomb, and Takahashi wins this match over the veteran who's wrestling his final Super Juniors. So Will Ospreay took on Ricochet. Final match.
Yeah. Rematch of the semis from...
Rematch of the semis and the final match that we have to talk about until the next Super Juniors event, or the next group of matches that are coming up. But this match was not the same as their last year. I mean, it was more of the same shit.
The similar spots there, but...
Similar spots, because, I mean, you can't really do two... Like, they both have almost the same movesets, but, well, not really the same, but, you know, Ricochet has more wrestling, more moves.
Yeah.
But, to me, it felt like this was more like they had to top. They were trying to top the last one with aggression and sort of like, well, last year was fun, but this year I really can't fucking stand you.
Because now there's a history and rivalry. And
there's a history, there's a rivalry. They're both enemies now, but I guess...
Well, frenemies.
Yeah, he loved him.
Yeah.
Told him he loved him at the end of this match. So I guess they went to the Rivera Steakhouse.
I can't believe I said frenemies live on the air.
Oh, well, you're gay.
Yep.
So there was some good chain wrestling going on to start off this matchup. They do a bunch of takedowns on each other. After another stalemate sequence, because they did 2 very early during this match, they big boot each other at the same time. Ricochet slaps the fuck out of Will's chest. So at this point, it's a very even match. And no one got the upper hand during this match. Like, you saw Ricochet hit some offense, and you went, all right, now it's Ricochet's turn. Will responded right back with some other shit. So a very even encounter between these two. Will hits a big hesitation kick in the corner. Will takes over, starts shin kicking him until he runs into a back elbow and a turnbuckle 619. Will hits a massive tornado DDT. Ospreay does a Sasuke special to the outside, then a moonsault, moonsault, then gets back on the turnbuckle, hits a corkscrew splash, and at this point, it's still an even matchup. Ricochet hits a lifting reverse DDT, and both men are out for a little bit. Will tries for a Spanish fly, but Ricochet lands on his feet. Ricochet tries for a reverse hurricanrana, but Ospreay lands on his feet. So there was a lot. It was mostly a pissing contest between these guys to see who could outdo the other. Ricochet then hits a massive German suplex that sent Ospreay flying maybe 20 feet in the fucking sky, and I was concerned for the health of Will Ospreay. I thought he was dead. Luckily, he did not. Ricochet hits him with the Northern Lights Brainbuster combo on the apron. The fucking apron, okay? This did not look like it was easy to do.
No.
But he did it. I would not recommend children out there try this on their little brothers. Stick to...
Please, guys, don't try this.
Don't try this at home. Hey, stick to, poking each other's eyes out with a fucking fork.
Yeah.
Ricochet hits a massive springboard ace crusher. Then Will hits a Benadryller on Ricochet, stealing his move, but only for a 2 count. Ospreay hits a perfect springboard hurricanrana into a pin that was flawless. This fucking... Well, I think it was a Dragon Rana, a springboard Dragon Rana. This fucking move was unbelievable. Perfect. And it was on Reddit, as a matter of fact, this morning.
Really?
So this move got steam. That fucking Dragon Rana was absolutely perfect. And Ricochet, it took all the strength in the world for that fucking guy to roll him over or to roll himself over while simultaneously managing to keep everything intact. This shit was unbelievable. And if you don't watch this match, and if you plan on watching this match, just look for the spot, and then it'll make you watch the rest of the match.
Yeah.
Ospreay wins with a springboard ace crusher. So the match was phenomenal. It wasn't as good as last year because I felt like this was a lot more.
That's another one of those matches that kind of has its own legendary status. So no matter what anybody does, it's not going to live up to what happened before what you saw the first time.
Last year was about doing as much as possible in a short amount of time. Well, I guess not in a short amount of time, but getting as much offense in as in the time allotted. This time it was more of a pissing contest. Who could do what? Who could escape out of what? Who could counter what? And that was pretty much what it was all about. After the match, Ospreay cut a promo saying he loves Ricochet, and he will win back-to-back Super Junior championships. He'll take on anybody.
That ain't happening.
He will take on Liger. He'll take on Takahashi. He'll even take on Randy Orton in a House of Horrors match. God, don't do that.
Which wouldn't make any sense because Randy Orton's not a junior heavheavyweight. So
no, not at all.
That probably wouldn't help him win the.
Not at all.
That's the Super Juniors.
Not at all. And Will, I know this was a dig, but don't compare yourself to a House of Horrors match.
Yeah.
Okay. Stick to diving because that shit was god awful.
Yeah.
It was complete fucking ass. Afterwards, he went to the back, cut some more promos about, cut a very intense promo about, he fucking loves New Japan Pro Wrestling. This is the shit that he loves, and that Ricochet, that motherfucker's my enemy, but
he's also his best friend.
He's also my best friend. We almost killed each other, but that's what best friends do. They almost murder each other. And good fucking promo from Will Ospreay. I don't ever get to see him talk much, but because he's obviously surrounded by guys like Goto and fucking and Gato and all these dudes in chaos. But so far, not a terrible match. Yeah. If you look at the Taichi match, it was garbage. In hindsight, it was a garbage wrestling contest.
There wasn't a lot of action, but it was entertaining.
It was very good.
And if you understand what's going on, like.
Best top 3 matches so far in this tournament so far.
Top 3 matches?
Yeah. I'm going to say...
Well, Ospreay Ricochet's got to be one.
Number 3, Taguchi and Kanemaru, because Taguchi's the fucking man.
Yeah.
2, I would have to say, was Takahashi and Dragon Lee. Number 1, Will Ospreay out Ricochet.
Yeah. I think I'll agree with that, except for my number 3 will be Taichi and Taka.
That's a close...
Just because it was entertaining and you were waiting to see how they were going to go about it.
It was extremely entertaining. I cannot deny that. But so far, I suppose we saw the Ricochet Will Ospreay match. The one with the most steam so far. We'll see how the matches go on.
And you may actually hate this, but I actually found both those girls' matches kind of entertaining. I mean,
all right.
I'm not as big as fan. His gimmick's not so over with me, but I don't think he's awful.
That is my conflict. Yeah. Okay.
You want to hate the guy so much, but he's actually
want to hate him, but he's a good worker. Yeah. Okay, and he's over.
He's solid.
He's a solid worker.
We probably give him more shit than he deserves, but because we want to be those guys, but
no, I don't want to be those guys. I am that guy. Okay. His gimmick is gay. His moves are gay, but his work is solid. His solid work, and he's over. Can't stop the guy from being over. The Japanese crowd loves him, and all the best to the guy. Because
if he didn't do the finger spot, would you like him?
Oh yeah, 10 times over. Marty would be so fucking cool with me.
It's the finger spot.
If that fucking finger spot didn't exist, because it's just so fucking stupid, and I can't buy that shit. Like, it just bothers me for continuity reasons.
It's a little dumb. And the first few times I heard him on the mic, I thought he was kind of like he did like a commentary thing on Ring of Honor and another promo that I didn't really like. I mean, he's been better since, but
we'll get used to it because now that
Marty Scurll's going to be all over the place now. So
because Adam Cole's gone, so the Bucks, I guess the Bucks and Scurll,
you don't know where he's going yet, so he might show up.
I still think he's got a future in Stardom.
Yeah. I mean,
there's gonna be
someone's got to replace Shirai and Hojo. So.
He's got long hair. He'll pass. But that's all the time we got for New Japan. We'll be back with some Joshi stuff. We have Stardom. We have the Cinderella tournament. We have the big fucking Io Shirai and Toni Storm match to look forward to, and the Kairi Hojo and Mayu Iwatani match. So we will be back with some Joshi. If you're into that stuff, come back to the channel. Until then, we'll follow the Super Juniors, and we'll be back another time. Take care.